Okay, so today we want to do three things. One is understand Jaimini Jyotish. It's not Gemini, it is Jaimini, Jaimini Rishi. I use it a lot. I use a small part of it, but it is very effective, so I'm going to share that. And then we are going to do one D1 case, that's a live case, one Jamakal case, and if possible, one more D1 case. Let's see how far we can go. Okay. So now, again, as usual, my highlighter is not working for some reason. Mouse also you can't see, right? You can't see the mouse over there. So I'll try to now talk and you try to imagine. You can see that main screen, so make that big if you want, the chart. So Jaimini Rishi, what little I know of it, there was Parashar Rishi who made that astrology, correct? His son was Vyas. Vyas' student was one guy called Jaimini. So Jaimini made his own methodology, which is an offshoot of Parashari, which we normally do. But it is different, and it is drastically different. It is very simple, and there are a few things of that which I use a lot, and it is helping me. So I'll just explain that to you. So if you see the chart, if you generally see the chart, what I've highlighted is in that brownish beigeish color thing, I've put all the Chara Rashis. The white ones are the Sthira Rashis, and the pinkish ones are the dual Rashi, the Kona ones. Okay. Now, the major difference in Parashari and Jaimini are on two levels. One is basically the Karak, and second one is basically the aspects. So Karak in the sense, if you remember there we say Jupiter is Putra Karak, Moon stands for mother, so and so. Here it is a little different. Here there are 7 Karaks, okay, and those 7 Karaks take care of all the parameters. So I have written it here, but you should also at some point of time write it down. AK is Atma Karak, AMK is Amatya Karak, BK is Bhrata Karak, MK is Matru Karak, PK is Putra Karak. The sixth one is Jnati Karak, which normally we say Gyati Karak, which is the one which you need to catch. And seventh one is Dara Karak. So basically, I have written by the sides in bracket what it means. I'm not getting into it just now. I want you to concentrate on AK, which is Atma Karak, and GK, which is Gyati Karak. Now, this sequence is different from different charts depending on your the degrees. So whichever planet has the highest degree becomes your Atma Karak, and whichever is the lowest becomes your Dara Karak. Okay, that is the basic fundamental behind how this is selected. Now, out of this, see, I'll tell you how I use it. You can use Gemini as one complete system for analysis. Okay, but like I've told you, I amalgamate around 10 different styles. So from this, I use it for two things. One is for timing of event, which I'll talk about later. And second thing is, many a times the problem which a person is facing is not seen directly from the D1 chart. So here the Gyati Karak and the Atma Karak give a lot of results. Plus the aspects are different. So these are the 7 parameters which are your what are they called Karak, out of which AK and GK, Atma Karak and Gyati Karak, we are going to concentrate as of now. Now, as far as the aspects are concerned, like I've said, so in simple word, the Chara, the brown ones, will hit the white ones. Chara will hit the Sthira. Or let me make it simple. The pink ones, which are the dual ones, will connect to only the dual ones. Okay, since my mouse is not moving, I will not move this. But pink, let us say if you have some planet in R3, it will connect with R6, R9, R12, whether it is a planet or whether it is a house. If there is no planet, there will not be any aspect. Okay. So similarly, so pink one will hit the pink ones. Brown one will hit the white ones except the one next to it. So if R1, if there is a planet, it will hit R5, it will hit R8, it will hit R11, but it will not hit R2. Okay, bas itna hi hai, that nothing more. Similarly for the white ones, white will hit the brown other than the one which is adjacent to it. So if R2 we are trying to see, it will hit R4, it will hit R7 and it will hit R10, but it will not hit R1. Understood? But these are the two things which if you understand, it helps a lot in getting results. Okay, so I'll quickly go through it. 7 Karaks from Atma Karak to Dara Karak. Usme se the ones which are going to concentrate more on are the Atma Karak and the Gyati Karak. okay, which is given in the software. You don't need to break your head on that. And the aspects, pink, the corners ones will connect to the corner ones, brown will connect to the white other than the one next to it, white will connect to the brown other than whatever it is. Okay, so I'll go to the next chart. Okay, now can you see this chart? Okay, now this is a live case. I'm going to give you the what is it called, what that lady came for, and I want you to detect it over here. Though I've given most of the hints, but I've removed quite a few. Just to run over it, this is the ascendant in R7. Okay, my mouse is not moving, so I'm just telling you, R7. Second house has got Jupiter Moon. Now if you see, Moon is the Atma Karak. Okay, Jupiter is the Dara Karak, and it also happens to be the 6th lord. Now see, I am actually jumping to an advanced stage because I don't want to fiddle around with the basics. You all are all capable of that. I am merging Parashari and Gemini, which is actually the absolute technique. So if you see, Jupiter is the 6th and the 3rd lord also. But as for Gemini, it is the Dara Karak. Meaning Dara Karak is 7. Okay, Jupiter is 6th and this thing. Then you go to the 4th house, where Rahu is there with Mars. Mars is the Amatya Karak, which is 2nd lord, Paisa. Okay. Then you go to the R2, you have Saturn, which is the Putra Karak. Then you go to R4, you have got Ketu. Then you go to R5, you have got Mercury, which is the 12th lord, as well as the Gyati Karak. That skull immediately indicates Gyati Karak, danger fellow. Huh? Venus is the 8th lord in this case. It is also the Bhrata Karak, BK. Okay. Sun is the Matru Karak. Okay. Understood so far? So this is the basic layout. Now the problems which he came up with, one is income from career. Okay. So there is some problem in the career. That lady, she's little overweight, but she has knee related problem. There was a scare in the breast area. Normally if there is some eruption or something over there, it could mean something serious. And one more thing I forgot to write over here. See, her mother and mother-in-law are continuously unwell. Okay. Now, once you have laid out this chart, which later on I would expect you to do manually, there are two things which are additional things which are very important. One is the dasha. So normally if it's a big term thing and not like a toothache or a stomach ache or stomach upset, you should see the Mahadasha and the Bhukti, the Antardasha. Okay. So here if you see, the Mahadasha of Mars is on in the 4th house. Now I am trying to give you hints of how to think. Okay, so 4th house में जब फट करके mother आ गया. Okay, 4th house is also the 10th from the 7th house, and 7th is 10th from the 10th house career. If you remember, Bhavat Bhavam I told you. So basically 10th is career, 10th from 10th is 7th, 10th from 7th is 4. So even 4 in some way indicates work, but let's not get into that complicated. 4th is mother aa gaya. Mahadasha of Mars is on, which is Amatya Karak. Amatya Karak is the 2nd lord if you see the sequence, mujhe Paisa. What does it immediately tell you? Rahu is seated there. So some disruption. So Rahu, disruption, 4th, mother, correct? And AMK means Paisa. See, here know that Amatya Karak comes into play. You take one step further, go to the right. If you see Mercury over there, which is Gyati Karak and 12th lord also, has a hit over there. White is hitting the brown. Can all of you see that? So from right, unfortunately this mouse is not working, I can't do anything. Mercury in R5, I'll go slow. Mercury in R5 is a Gyati Karak, come 12th lord. 12th lord from Parashari, Gyati Karak from Gemini. That is aspecting this. Because white say brown. So I am using Parashari and I am using this thing. So that is giving me that. Same time Venus, which is Lakshmi, which is also the 8th lord, is also hitting that. So obstacles in finance connected to Amatya Karak. Which Rashi is that? 10th Rashi, career. Correct? This is timing of event from a preventive astrology point of view. So if the Mahadasha of Mars is on for this person, you can anticipate that there will be some problem related to 4th house as well as Amatya Karak as well as Mars. One thing I forgot to write here, she has a problem with her brother, some legal, like a minor legal issue. So Mars, if you know, as per Parashari is brother. Mars as per Parashari is the 2nd lord and the 7th lord. So 2nd lord is again income. So can you see all these things are showing up over here. So just using the Gyati Karak over here, we have got the thing that mother, it is hitting the mother. Rahu is hitting the mother. Now 4th house is what? 4th house is the house of chest. Correct? So Mars is what? Eruption. If you see the Karak which are given you in Parashari, it is eruption, some sort of something. So she had some sort of eruption in the chest area. Rahu is a toxin also. And Rahu is also a scare. So when she had not told me this, I said, do you have some problem over here, some eruption? She said, yeah, it is there. And I said, that most probably must have become null and void. The doctors must have done all research and then said, no problem. She said, yeah, exactly like that. Whenever Rahu comes into play in a medical case, it indicates confusion for the medical fraternity, and most of the time it ends up as a dud. Okay, so this is how you can see. So basically, mother ka issue you can see over here, the breast ka scare you can see over here. Can you see knee over here? How will you see knee? Can somebody tell?
Capricorn, 10th house.
Correct. So Capricorn 10th house as per body parts is the knee. Correct? There, Amatya Karak, now you have to start using your head. Okay? Amatya Karak is the 2nd lord. If you remember, 2 and 7 are Marak. So in a way it is Marak. What is Mars? If you remember the thing, it is sharp pain. Saturn is a dull pain. So Mars, sharp pain, communicating with Amatya Karak 2, which is Marak, connected to Rahu, which is something which spoils what is going on, seated in the 10th Rashi of knee. When Mars Mahadasha is on, would you expect that this person will have pain in the knees? Correct? Okay. Preventive. So this is preventive. There are 3 broad types of astrology. One is predictive. Meri shaadi kab hogi, meri job kab milega, whatever. Second one is remedial. That fellow is already in the pit and you're trying to take him out. And third one is preventive. Ki udhar aage pit dikh raha hai, you warn that person, don't do this or you'll fall in the pit. Okay. So I deal with the other 2 ones, which is remedial and preventive. Understood so far? Okay. Now can you tell me उसका she was in a sort of an extramarital relationship for a long time. Can you see it over here? D1 and D2 are the D1 is the main Charadasha and D2 is the Bhukti of the Charadasha, Parashara. See, one thing I forgot to tell you, in our Parashari we have got a Nakshatra Vimshotri, the planets related thing, Venus ki dasha, Moon ki dasha, whatever. Here it is the Rashi ki dasha, that Rashi activates. And from that Rashi you have to see 1, 5, 7, everything like that. For example, here D1, can you see in R4? So the Moon dasha, that R4, what's it called? Cancer Rashi ka dasha is on. In that D2, can you see in 11 Aquarius? So Aquarius is also on. Now you mix all this and tell me, how would you detect that this person was in, abhi cut ho gaya, till very recently in a extramarital affair?
मैम सर जो 7th हाउस है हस्बैंड जहाँ लिखा है
Which you have to you should first be able to catch the correct karak and then and then start seeing where that karak has gone or where if that house is getting affected in some manner. That is the first step. If you cannot catch the karak or you cannot catch the house, then it is going to you're not going to sort of be able to catch it over there. So
So,
basically, in this case, which is the house of extramarital affair?
so is it 5? We will see the 5 and
Fifth.
7, wherein the 12th Rashi is there. Is that like something?
फिफ्थ में 12th राशि किधर है? फिफ्थ में 11th राशि है ना?
No, 5th and 11th house as well.
So 11th Rashi is Ichhaputi. You are still confused about house and Rashi. It is 11th Rashi. So 5th Lord, Saturn, कहाँ जाके बैठे हैं? कौन से हाउस में जाके बैठे हैं?
8th house.
8th house. 8th house is what of Gupt activities. बरोबर? As per Gemini, what is it? PK म्हणजे what? Putra Karak. Putra Karak is what did I tell you? Again 5. Correct? If you see in the 5th house, that is 11th Rashi, outside is Navmanch. I'll talk about that later, but you see the Navmanch also, because that also gives a hint. Mercury is seated there. Mercury is the 12th lord, and Mercury is also Gyati Karak. So it is causing some garbad in the 5th house. 5th lord gone and sat in the 8th house. 8th house में ही उधर ऊपर, if you see Jupiter is a Dara Karak, marriage. Correct? So some obstacles related to marriage because of the 5th lord seated there. And why?
So we can always we can also try that Saturn. That means the profession of the person, or that
Yeah,
something related to the career of that native, and in a way something like that.
that is also okay, but you are taking Saturn as the Karak of career. We are going more deeper over here to find out, first of all, why is that Saturn on? Can you tell me? We are saying that this thing is on, but on what basis do you say it is on right now? Why should Saturn be on?
Antardasha of Aquarius.
Antardasha.
Antardasha, Gemini Antardasha of Aquarius is on, and Mahadasha of Mars is on, and from this thing it is connected to that Gemini aspect from brown to white. From brown to white it is connecting over there. Correct? Now most of you must be thinking, iska solution kya nikalne ka? I am not getting solution, but this solution was extremely complicated. I don't want to get it just now. First, let us just try to identify the chart for some time. Then we'll get into remedies. Have you understood this, Nidhi?
So, I understood what you said, but extramarital हे कसं कळून येईल ह्याच्यामधनं? How will you get a confusion of? So, 5th house extramarital is for extramarital, and त्याच्यामधलं the Lord, that is Saturn, has gone and sat like is sitting in the 8th house, आणि त्याचं this thing BK, I forgot what is BK.
PK, Putra Karak, again 5.
So this I didn't understand. Putra Karak is 5. Acha. Okay.
Atma
ठीक
Karak,
है.
Amatya Karak, Bhrata Karak, Matru Karak, Putra Karak, Yati Karak, and Dara Karak. So is 7 hai. So that 5
Oh,
again
okay.
associates with the 5. No? That is how you need to
Ah,
see. Actually,
And also 8th house Gupt activity.
so all that is there. Plus Jupiter, which is the 12th lord, is seated there in Dara Karak. So 12th is loss. Dara Karak is marriage. So loss in marriage again seated over there. So
okay.
this baby video you'll have to see a couple of times. But the thing is, like this huge amount of inputs come into play. Okay. Now we'll go to one more chart now. Okay. Now this is a gentleman who has gone into a divorce. Okay. He's had a huge career loss, and he's had a very disheartenment in relationship with the spouse or whatever, and even now after marriage also problem. Now, how can you see divorce over here? ऑलवेज फट करके एक देखो, ज्ञाति कारक किधर पकड़ लो, ज्ञाति कारक इज मून, ज्ञाति कारक also happens to be the 8th lord. Can you see in R3 देखो, moon is the ज्ञाति कारक, moon is also the 8th lord. Moon is emotion first of all, moon is fluctuation. Is that giving you a hint? I am talking only of marriage just now and divorce. So let us see whether we can get that. Let's see, you try. Can somebody tell me at the first glance itself whether this fellow's marriage is going to be good or bad? No, I have told you bad, so you do a post-mortem and come back to why I said bad. I have given you the entire answer. 6th is Gyati Karak, means destruction. 6th, 8th lord is obstacles and separation and all those things. Seated in the 7th house of marriage. Baro? So, you should be able to see. Now, moon, which is or the 7th house, pakadlo. Can you see it has got the aspect of Rahu from the R12 Parashar district, all the Kona to the Kona. So if you see that the 12th lord, which is Mars, which is also the Matrakarak 4. 4 is what? Home atmosphere. So look at it the ulta way if you want. Just look at moon and see where all it is hitting. Moon is the Gyati Karak. I am catching moon only as the Gyati Karak. In addition, it has got a more specialization of being the 8th lord also. It is hitting Mars. Mars is what? The 5th and the 12th lord. So you understand relations about that. Mars is also the Karak of marriage. Correct? And Mars is in the Gemini, it's the 4th, Matru Karak. So do you think if you just catch this one, can you say that there is going to be a problem in his marriage? There is going to be some problem with the mother? There is going to be some problem with the relationship? There is going to be some problem with the marriage as a whole. Mars is also the effort. So whatever efforts he does. 4th, Sukhastan. Are you getting what I am saying? All एक ही planet पे ये अपने को इतना मिल रहा है. Moon, ups and downs. Mars, marriage, ups and downs in marriage. Gyati Karak, destruction. 8th lord, destruction. Mars, marriage. Okay. Then on top of that, your 4th is also mother. So in the Dasha, when it was on, his mother was very unwell that time, I remember, because he's been coming to me since last almost 1.5 to 2 years. Okay. Now, if you see, Rahu is also there only. So we just keep Rahu on hold just now. Can you see Saturn? Saturn is the 2nd and the 3rd lord. 2nd is income. 2nd is family. 3rd is dhairya, the effort that he puts in. Plus, it is the Putra Karak, means relationships. All that is getting hit by moon again. Can you see that? Okay. Now, Rahu, which is there in all of these, now why should these two things be on now? Because moon is not on just now. Is moon on just now? No. But if you see Rahu's Antardasha is on. So that means this square is on, this Rashi is on. This Rashi is on, Saturn, Mars are on. Saturn, Mars are on, moon is active. Moon is hitting it. So moon, your Ketu, which is a detachment. Rahu, which is a destroyer. Mars, which is the 12th lord. Saturn, which is the 5th lord. And then you put in all the other Karak. Can you see that? Now, the thing is, this is the 7th spouse. 7th set 10th is the career of the spouse. Can you see Rahu over there, which is Labadi? Saturn, which is Gupt, hidden things. Saturn, which is 5, relationship. Mars, which is effort. 12th, bed pleasure. All that put together, that spouse is in an extramarital affair. In something related to her career. Maybe some colleague or something. Can you detect that? And why is that on? Because Rahu is on. And this Rahu has not started now. If you see Rahu, see in the center thing, Rahu ka dot is 16th March 2024. So this has not started now, this has started 10-15 years back. If you see Mercury and if you know the Vimshotri Dasha sequence, you go backwards. Mercury के पहले आता है Saturn, Saturn के पहले आता है Jupiter, Jupiter के पहले आता है Rahu. That time around 10-15 years back or 20 years back, this has started. So whenever Rahu का, maybe it is Saturn के अंदर Rahu का आएगा. That I have not calculated, I will calculate and tell you. I know all the dates. So from here itself, you can see what is happening. Now, if at the moment, which is going on 16th March 2024 to 7th October 2026, this spouse के career में her fifth lord is seated with Rahu. उसका जो present कोई boyfriend है or whatever whom she is staying with is leading to destruction. Rahu, 12th lord of loss, 5th lord of education, something maybe he is doing some course or he is something related to education, something like that. Rahu is going to be a complete toxin which is going to change the things. He might be going left and it will suddenly put him in the right. 12th is loss. In 4th is what? Sukhastan. Mars is the efforts. His efforts, मतलब the wife's career में उसका जो 5th lord बैठा है is leading to his own destruction. He is going to fall on his own face. All this because Rahu ka Antardasha is on. So roughly from March of 2024, this has started. Maybe it came to light recently or whatever, but this is what it is. Okay. Now, can you overall see your? Now we are going back to the main guy. We were talking about his wife's boyfriend, but now let's get back to him. How can you say that there could have been a divorce? It happened. I think I have got the dates written. I think in 2020 or something it was. So how do you think the divorce happened? From this chart, how can you say that a divorce happened?
Sir, 6th house is activated due to D2, which is a negation of 7th house.
Correct.
And it is taking a hit from Mercury and Venus, which is the 6th lord. Venus is the 6th lord again.
Okay.
I'm talking from Gemini's aspect, sir.
I am not getting your point. How are you?
No. Yeah, D2 is active, sir, currently Taurus,
Correct.
which is the sixth lord,
Correct.
sixth house. And from Gemini aspect perspective, D2 is taking an aspect from Mercury and Venus.
But one main thing I told you, if there is no planet in that house, no thing will activate from there.
Oh, at least the house will be activated. No.
It's activated, correct. So 6th house of anti-marriage is activated.
Okay.
Now, 1 minute, I'll give you a hint, then Mahesh will go on with that. Whenever you see D1 or D2 or AD or MD, use that as 1 and take everything over there. So I'm giving a hint, use D1, which is R12 as 1.
Okay.
And tell me how the marriage is getting hit.
Dada, from D1, if we look at the opposite spouse, there's Ketu there, and Ketu's isolation, cut, severity.
That is 7th house of marriage.
Spouse, marriage, 7th house of marriage.
That cut is there, that is separation. Ketu is telling separation, but how is it showing destruction? How can you say that in Rahu, something related to Rahu, this fellow's marriage is going to get destroyed? Go to Gemini Karak now and then tell me. What Manas said is correct. D1 Dasha is on, that is R12 Dasha is on. Correct? 7th from that, what I was telling Mahesh just now, 7th from there is what? R6. R6 itself per se is an anti-marriage thing, that is point 1. R6 के अंदर केतु बैठा है, Manas said is correct. Ketu is separation, isolation, detachment, everything. That is okay. Who is the destroyer in Gemini?
Rahu in 12th house, Navams.
So that Mars and Moon is coming towards Venus and Mercury 2nd house.
No.
Also, I was going to say from the 7th house, marriage, which is R6, the 12th house, the one before it, becomes like loss, and it's also the Darakarak marriage.
Correct. So that is one thing. There the Navmanch mein Ketu is also there. So 12th house of loss. Can you see moon? That's what I'm hinting. See the Gyati Karak. Gyati Karak.
Gyatika.
Sitting Ketu.
Barabar? It is hitting Ketu. Now you go one step further. See the second house from the ascendant, which is family, where Mercury, which is the second lord over here. But in this case, when we are seeing Parashari, it is little complicated. I'll go slow. In this case, seventh lord is what? In D1, Mercury. Mercury is seated in the second house from the ascendant, along with Navmanch Mars, which is the 12th lord. See, Mars के बाजू में 4 MK 12 lord. 4 is home atmosphere, Sukhasthan. 12th is detachment. वहाँ पकड़ा है, and वहाँ moon भी बैठा. Can you see that moon? So moon is the Gyatikara. Moon is the Gyatikara, seated with Venus, which is the 6th lord of anti-marriage. Venus, which is relationship. Venus, which is spouse. Venus in his case is Atmakarak, also himself. So it is all about himself, his spouse, his home atmosphere. Mercury, again that. So just catch that moon. What I'm trying to hint at is, connect the moon with the Atmakarak and you will get most of the answers. So let's go back to square one. D1 says 7th house is R6, means his marriage. Moon, which is seated in the 4th from there, from D1, means home atmosphere. Correct? That is destroying the home atmosphere, because not only is it a Gyatikar, it also the 8th lord, and moons I told is fluctuations, change. From there it is hitting the 7th house of marriage, and from there it is also hitting the 10th house of career. Can you see in one shot, Rahu, ये तो राहु अभी अंतर दशा चल रहा है भुक्ति, but somewhere before this it would have been a longer dasha. So his career has been going down since almost like I think 10-12 years, and this marriage is also on the rocks since around both of them around 12-15 years, both are on the rocks. ये separation happened around 15 years back, divorce तो हो गया अभी 2 साल पहले, but his career also went from he was doing very well to एकदम rock bottom around पकड़ लो 15 साल पकड़ लो. I've got the dates, I'll share it later on. So if you see Rahu का any Mahadasha or Antardasha switches on, it hits the 4th house of home atmosphere, it hit the 4th house of his mother, it hit the 7th house of marriage, it hit the 7th house of his business, it hit the 7th house of his partnership, and it hit the 10th house of the career. And 10th house also happens to be the ascendant, which is himself. And take one step further, the ascendant, basically ascendant is, Atmakarak, which is Venus, which also happens to be the 6th lord, has got Gyatikarak, Navmanch, moon next to it. It's slightly heavy, but once you get this, now you start seeing so many more avenues. Understood this? Thoda heavy hai na? So I'll summarize it now, how you should go about it, okay? Because it also took me around 1 or 2 days to decode this. Manas.
That's because we used D1 as H1. But if we were using your green triangle ascendant, can we, if I just based it off that?
So D1 is which house? 4th house. 4th house is home atmosphere. Correct? Once you are looking at this, then it also has the 7th on, which is R3. And you also have R6, which is H10. So if you see from ascendant also, because that Rahu Antardasha is on, you cannot change that Antardasha. That is on and D1 is on. If you see D1 and Rahu Antardasha both are on, you take it from ascendant, it's the 4th, it is hitting the 7th, it is hitting the 10th. You take D1 as 1, it is going to hit 4th, which is R3, it will hit R6, which is 7, and it will hit R9, which is 10. That's what I'm trying to say. From wherever you see, it will all
Either ways.
It will all come to that point. If you remember last time, I think I told you, I checked from 10 different directions. 9 में कुछ आएगा नहीं, 10th में आएगा, because it might be a very delicate thing which normally people will not be able to identify. So that is one positive point. Out of 10, let us say 7 or 8 or 6 or 5, whatever come correct from different paddhatis. Lal Kitab lo, Parashar lo, Trigunandi Nadi lo, Jamako lo, whatever. That is a confirmation, multiple confirmations. You understand? That is why I always say that don't go with a spanner to repair a car. अभी इसमें here you are getting from 4 or 5 different angles. You will look at Lal Kitab, you will get another this thing over there. So many basically things come into play, you know. So for example, Mercury, Lal Kitab, if you want to see, Mercury and Venus are very good friends. But when transiting Sun comes there, the Shukra and the Surya के combination में Venus gets hit. That is the Lal Kitab theorem. Okay, so basically what happens is Venus and Mercury are very good friends, but Sun is a strong element. When Sun comes into play, Mercury is Behrupiya. Mercury dumps Venus, his best friend, and goes and latches onto Sun, and Sun and Venus are enemies. So then both of them milke Venus ko marte. You understand? Now if you want to see over here, Mercury and Venus are together in R10. Where is Nauman Surya? Can you see? It is in R2. Along with Dara Karak Jupiter. White se brown ko maar raha hai. D2 is on. Again it is hitting the marriage. I don't know, Sun has got Kanna. I am using Lal Kitab in Gemini. I don't know, I think Rashmi might understand. Baki ka people don't have, unless you all have background of Lal Kitab, I don't know. So anyway, this is how it goes. So 1 minute. Now in a nutshell, I'll tell you, this must be, you all must be thoroughly confused now. I'm going to tell you 2 things. One is Karak. So Stira Karak. Stira Karak is what we normally use. Jupiter for Sun, Sun means SON, Sun, Moon for Mother, so on and so forth. Along with that, you're going to use Charakarak, which is Atmakarak, Amatyakarak, the Gemini things. Third, you're going to use, basically out of all this, you're going to catch the Atmakarak and the Kyati Karak. Point 3. If you want to write down, you forget, because I'm doing it extempore, I have not written it down. So first is, you will see the Stira Karak. Second, you will see the Charakarak. So Stira ke aage likho Parashari. And Chara ke aage likho Jaimini, not Gemini. Third one is identify AK and GK, Atmakarak and Yatikarak. Oblique, identify Ascendant Lord, 6th, 8th, 12th Lords. These are the ones which will cause the damage. Okay. Next point, MD and AD of dash Vimshotri oblique Charadasha. Vimshotri के नीचे लिखो नक्षत्र into bracket planets. Charadasha के नीचे लिखो राशि. And then the final listing, which you can write in bold capitals, is identify the house oblique planet oblique house lord. तो उसको ही पकड़ना है ना, उसको हो रहा है कि नहीं देखना है, तो बाकी सब बंदूक के देखेंगे, टारगेट भाग गया उधर से.
House Lord and
The house which is concerned, suppose you are looking at, let's say, career, then you will see 10th. So house lord and Karak. Like Saturn is the Karak of career, like what Rashmi also said. Or 10th house is the career, 10th lord is the thing. And one more thing you have to keep in mind, like what I told last time, is that the planets seated in the house exert more effect than the lord. So this is the sequence. If you study it, initially it becomes a little complicated, but few charts you do, the things will start opening up.
It's like joining the dots.
Right, it is joining the dots. Okay. Now one last one we do. It's a funny case, but chalo, let's do it. It's a stupid case. You have the Boxer Day sales and Black Friday sales and all that. So I need a new iPad. So I was asking Manasi to check whether the Sydney में prices are low. So supposedly the prices came out around 15, 17,000 or 18,000 rupees cheaper than Bombay. So I said buy it. So she was going to buy it today. Then she said that why don't we wait for the Boxer Day sale, which is going to come in 26th of December. So now, okay.
Tara, I think Boxing Day is only in Australia, so that's 26th of December. Just for the group, it's the day after Christmas. Huge sales, and it's called Boxing Day sales.
That is what I said in my English. Basically, it is 26th of December, as I said, and this is going on Black Friday. So now, whether we should buy it then or we should buy it now is the big question. So as usual, I cast it. So Ati will laugh because yesterday on that other group, if we had put this up, that Dr. Mowley would have said what stupid things you are saying. So anyways, so now just see this and tell me your thoughts. As far as possible, don't read what I've written. Don't read what I've written because then it will not, the fun will go away. And I just did it around half an hour back, so I didn't get time to delete all that. Can you tell me whether the thing should be bought now, that is on a Black Friday, or it should be bought 26th of December, that is called, Manasi काय म्हणतात त्याला?
Boxing Day.
Okay. We are not used to it, so I am also not. Don't read all my things. What are you going to catch first? First of all, we are seeing whether the expense is going to be high or low, right? The kharcha. So what should you catch? Should you catch the 12th lord, and that is the lord of expense? So if you see 12th lord is what? Venus. Venus has gone and sat in its 12th house, plus has got debilitated. म्हणजे expense is weak. म्हणजे क्या? खर्चा कम होने वाला है. 100 रुपए के बदले 50 रुपए खर्चा होने वाला है. बराबर? Jupiter is coming in Ketu. Jupiter is what? The second lord. म्हणजे फायदा. It is also the fifth lord of hobbies. Something related to hobbies का फायदा होने वाला है. अभी. Now Venus, which is in Sun Nakshatra, which will be Uttar Falguni. Where is it seated? It is seated in the 5th house. Now here I'll tell you one thing which I have realized just in the past couple of weeks only. अपन कभी को bad बोलते हैं. Somewhere people say that it gives a hidden meaning. Actually, it gives a hidden meaning. We cannot take Kavipu directly as bad. This is something which new has come up to me last couple of weeks, and it is giving a fantastic result. Now just go to Kavipu in R1. Snake, which is confusion. Okay. In Venus, which is the 12th lord, which in this case is weak. We have asked the question just now, no? कभी करो, अभी करो कि बाद में करोगे. तो expense is weak, मुझे मेरा profit है. So confusion related to expense which is weak is connecting to Kavipu. I am saying Kavipu is going to tell me the secret. He is the fellow who is opening the secret. Kavipu किसमें बैठा है? Venus में बैठे. मुझे अश्विनी नक्षत्र में बैठे. So again it is trying to tell me some secret related to my expense. And it is pointing the finger at Sun in Saturn. Sun is Ujala, Saturn is Andhera. Andhera is what? Black. Venus is what? Shukra, Friday. Black Friday. So it is telling me that the confusion related to the saving in my expense is connected to Kavipu, which is going to tell me a hidden secret, which is connected to Sun in Saturn, which relates to Black Friday. And a Hora, if you see right in the middle, is again Sun. And Udayam Lord Mars has gone and sat in the 3rd house of Dhairya, which is effort, in the nakshatra of Moon, which is the 9th lord of Bhagya. And Moon means fast, ASAP. So it is saying take your step, and it is exalted. So it is saying take your steps fast. वहाँ से third से third, which is the fifth, has got all this thing happening. So anyway, Manasi, go and buy it now. And then when the Boxer Day sale, we will be ऐसा कर रहे क्या ऐसा करे मालूम पड़ेगा. So that is the fun of it. If you all have any other thoughts on this, you all can tell.
We will tell you on 26th of December if it was a wise decision or not.
Yeah, I'll tell
सर तो हिडन थिंग्स बताते ही है ना.
बताते पर यूज करते क्या कोई कभी को बोला तो डायरेक्टली बंदूक के सामने लेके आते हैं.
सर वो मिसिंग केस के जो पर्सन्स के आते थे केसेस, तो उसमें अपन 8000 यानी कभी पुई की तो प्लेसमेंट देखते थे ग्रुप पे जो आ रहे थे क्वेश्चंस मिसिंग पर्सन्स के.
What I'm saying is, I'm not talking about any specific. What I'm saying is, कभी को बोला तो अपन 6 से 12 को रिलेट करते हैं. Damage.
हाँ हाँ
Everyone just sporadically says that Kavipu tells you the hidden meaning. मेरे को अभी जो आ रहा है दिमाग में last 2-3 weeks से Kavipu is actually going to give the answer. अपन क्या बोलते हैं Jupiter coming to Udayam, that is giving the answer. No, what that Kavipu is. Now Kavipu is in Venus. Now just see this point. Kavipu is in Venus, मेरे 12th lord. So it should show a negative thing. But Venus का पूरा चिरफाड़ किया तो मालूम पड़ जाएगा Venus is debilitated in the 11th house of Ichhapurti. The nakshatra of Sun. Sun is a version of Apple. iPad is a version of Apple. Venus is a premium product. 11th house is Ichhapurti. 6th house is basically second to the 5th. 5th is a hobby. Second is the income from the hobby. The artwork which I do gets me money. ये जो पीछे दिख रहा है like that, there are 3000 artworks which I have done. So that artwork which I do, which is mainly my hobby, is giving me. So 6th is also second from 5th, so that is income from hobby. So Venus, which is a premium product. Sun, which also relates to USA, ऐसे पकड़ते हैं. Yeah, Sun is basically also Apple. So that is also the Apple product only. So what Venus is saying, 12th lord बता रहे बराबर है. But 12th lord weak बता रहे हैं, that is what you have to catch. No? So it is not saying Kavipu, like if you say Kavipu in Venus and it's the 12th lord and somebody was in hospital, then you can say, okay, it is something related to hospital. But here it is related to 12th house of expense, because the question is related to expense, and that is seated in the 11th house of Ichhapurti, debilitated. So it is weak in the, expense is weak in the Ichhapurti.
एक और क्वेश्चन है आपका. ये जो आपने मास के साथ ग्रीन एरो डायरेक्शन बनाया है, पर यहाँ पर आपने वीनस के साथ रेड कलर का एरो डायरेक्शन बनाया है.
तो वो कौन exalted debilitated कौन किधर रहता है?
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके.
In fact, some of my cases you will see a arrow going like this and a debilitated or exalted sign over. That means it is going towards exaltation. Or last कल के case में on the main group you would have seen. And frankly speaking, yesterday that fellow put that remark. You and Mahesh, I think both Shivaji also in that same group. I wanted to react, but I kept quiet because I didn't want to add more of this thing to it. But
Actually, you
I was
posted.
expecting your reaction.
Actually, you posted in bold. That's why my मुझे एकदम से लगा कुछ हुआ है करके, तो मैंने स्क्रॉल डाउन किए मैसेज, नहीं तो मैं देखती भी नहीं.
But you know the thing is, I'll tell you from personal experience, not from any bookish knowledge. These छोटा cases जो आता है ना, उसमें फट.
Exactly.
That is what has helped me to get to whatever level I am today. So any small thing happens, you correlate that, it gives you an immediate answer. So frankly speaking, I use Jamapur like a ask me service or a friend, whom you ask, ये मैं करूँ कि नहीं करूँ, and then it will give you. And then if you just see, like how they say Udayam coming here, okay, no, yes, no, it doesn't work. You have to see everywhere. So don't get into that habit कि मैं 30 seconds में answer दे रहा हूँ. Take your time, see from all angles, and then give the answer.
सर एक लाइव क्वेश्चन ले सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा एक्सपीरियंस रहेगा सबको, क्योंकि मेरे साथ बहुत अनयूजुअल चीज हुई कल.
चलो, I'll cast it.
मैं आपको रेफरेंस बताऊं पहले?
नहीं, one minute. क्या something related to mother or home or something ऐसा कुछ होता है?
नहीं. एक्चुअली क्या हुआ कि मैं घर जाने वाली थी, उससे पहले क्या हुआ, मैं मेरी जो रूममेट है वो घर जा चुकी थी, तो मैं अकेले सो रही थी, मुझे लिटरली लगा कि किसी की आत्मा ये साइड में है। मैंने इसीलिए बोला कि ये लाइफ में शेयर करना चाह, तो मैं उठ गई 1 बजे या 1:30 बज रही थी। कल मेरी बात हुई मेरी रूममेट से, वो आई हुई थी, तो मैंने बोला ऐसा हुआ, तो बोले दीदी मैंने आपको इसलिए नहीं बोला क्योंकि मुझे ये चीज 4 बार एक्सपीरियंस हो चुकी है, पर मैंने सोचा कि आप जब मुझे कभी बोलोगे तो मैं ये बात करूंगी। तो इज देयर समथिंग इन द रूम, क्योंकि ये चीज द वे शी एक्सप्रेस, शी वाज टेलिंग कि बाथरूम का गेट ऑटोमेटिकली बंद चालू हो रहा था।
So that is what I told you. It's something related to home at one. Home मुझे property is what I meant. So it is that only one minute. Let me just see what.
ओके,
I'll share the chart just now.
आई थॉट यू आर आस्किंग अबाउट माय होम, सॉरी।
What I meant is any property.
हाँ,
Dada, are you asking the question in Jamakol?
Yeah, I've already asked.
देखिए,
So this is the chart. Okay. So Udayam is in R11. Kavipu is in R6. Hora is Moon, which is again R6. And R6 में Mercury आके बैठा है. Mercury is basically the 5th and the 8th lord. So that is why I said something related to 4th Rashi, which is the home, or mother, or something like that. So it is basically it is Kavipu is seated in the 4th, you know. It is telling me something hidden related to that. Mercury is the 5th and the 8th lord. 5th is Soch. 8th is obstacles in Soch, or some confusion over there. And Mercury is coming to Kavipu, and Kavipu is catching Venus. Venus is the 4th and the 9th lord. You all also see, I am just observing.
snake is also coming towards Arudana.
Basically, if you just catch that Hora, now Hora is the moon. Moon के राशि में Kavipu is seated. And moon is basically coming to Udayam from the 12th house. Correct? Now, frankly speaking, I don't know ये भूत बीत कौन से इसमें आता है, what it comes as. Snake रहेगा इससे. Snake has already passed. So this has passed. So 14 से 20 म्हणजे like 14 and 10, 24 hours back. When was it? Was it one day before?
Yesterday we both were discussing that matter in the mid of night, around 1. This happened with me, I think week back.
The 1 week.
And this happened with that girl in July, then in November, and then December, and then January. Continuously, she said for 4 times it has happened. But I have not let you know.
You do one thing, when that thing happens, you ask Katappa को क्यों मारा, Katappa ने बाहुबली को क्यों मारा. The ball, then you'll understand spirit है, नहीं तो नहीं. Or it's like.
Usually spirits का क्या रहता है सर, कारकत्वा? Spirits का.
I don't know, but 5th house.
I don't believe that. But मेरे साथ उस दिन जब experience हुआ ना, तो literally I ran away to my home. मैंने मम्मा को भी बोला कि ऐसा कुछ हुआ, तो मम्मी बोली कि वो मैं आपको बाद में बताऊंगी.
What I told you, something related to you, your home, your mother. वही तो मैं first sentence वही बोला.
Maybe Kavipu is moon, which is sitting in 12th. So but it's actually not 12. I was going to say
नहीं
previous
नहीं
life.
बोलो ना. एक्चुअली क्या हुआ मानसी मैम, मुझे पहले लगा, मैं भी बिलीव नहीं करती हूँ, पर चूंकि क्या हुआ कि मुझे ये लिटरली फील हुआ पहली बार जिंदगी में, और वो चीज बाय चांस कल बात चालू हुई ना, तो शी ऑल्सो सेड द सेम थिंग. तो आई जस्ट गॉट इनटू अ डिल्यूजन कि ये एग्जिस्ट होती है क्या चीज, बिकॉज इट इज अ स्कैरी थिंग.
I think Dada will have to figure it out and tell us.
इसीलिए मैंने बोला कि मैं लाइव आपको बताती हूँ.
Which Karak spirits and all are considered.
So
That's
should we,
what I
should we see
Rahu.
12th house, that is for the Gupt 6th, 8th, and 12th, focus only on these things, and Saturn is dark because it happened in the night, and maybe the Rahu because it's something which is unexpected. Are these the things we should look into?
What about confusion? Like Swati ma'am was confused. Did
Confusion is again Rahu only, no? There is some kind of a
yeah.
Some kind of a delusion whether this happened actually or not, or it's just like we are thinking too much. Sometimes it do happen, no?
Most probably some friend or some colleague of yours trying to do some mistake. Because moon, okay, 11th house of friend circle.
Okay.
वहाँ उसका लॉर्ड जुपिटर seated in the 8th house of the problem that you're facing. Okay. 8th lord Mercury is seated in the 6th house of dispute. जहाँ पर कविकु बैठा है, it is Mercury is coming towards that कविकु. कविकु is in 0 degree where it is in Jupiter again. If I write it down, it will send on the group. Kavipur is in Jupiter first of all. Jupiter
Okay.
is the 11th lord of friends. Jupiter is seated. Jara mute kar, somebody can unmute. Jupiter is seated in the 8th house of obstacles that you are facing. 8th lord obstacle facing is again getting connected to Kavipu. Okay, and Kavipu is going and catching Venus, which is the 4th lord of place. And that moon, all is करके जो कविपु के राशि में moon है, that moon is in the nakshatra of Jupiter again. It will be in उत्तर भाद्रपद, अरे पूर्व भाद्रपद, and that is coming to Udayam. It is some friend of yours or some colleague of yours जिसके साथ तुम्हारा dispute है, वो कुछ तो भी ये कर रहे. That could be one possibility.
So it's my colleague or friend or her colleague or friend?
दोनों का
Exactly. Okay.
that 6th lord of known enemy. So दोनों का कोई नहीं. But what did you feel if somebody was next to you?
Okay.
No, what was the observation? What did you feel? Somebody is next to you or what?
Exactly. That's what I'm telling. I was sleeping alone that day. My room was literally locked. Double lock is there. And the mid of the night, I usually sleep around 11 or 11:30, max 12. And it was around 1 or 1:30. I literally got like ki one soul is there and they are trying to say to me. But I got so much scared that I just went to washroom.
So it didn't come behind you to the washroom.
Huh?
Did the spirit come to you behind you in the washroom?
No, no. I don't know.
चापाकल का सब क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे थे जब तो मालूम पड़ेगा कौन कितने पानी में. Anyway, but did any of your colleagues, did you have a discussion with any of your colleagues few days back or whatever related to spirits and this and that and everything?
No. I don't share these things.
No. Related to anything. Generally, so जैसे बात करें, did
No, not in a general terms also. I never talk these things.
basically
And eventually yesterday night what happened na, some dispute happened with the other person of both of us. By chance that conversation was going on, and in that matter this things has actually came up, and she also said the same thing happened with me 4 times.
अभी मैं वही बोला ना, you have a discussion with your colleagues related to this topic about
No,
spiritual.
no, no. It was not related to this topic. I have not talked about this
Not this.
from 1 week or 15 days or 1 month. I never talked this matters. This was experienced by me alone that day. And yesterday night, since I was discussing with Shraddha, and she said this has happened in July with me, and then November, December, 4 times this has happened. But since you have not discussed, I don't wanted to make you like you get scared because of certain things, and because of that reason, yes, yesterday or today you have discussed, then I am letting you know. That is the point.
Your chart, where is your natal moon?
Mine is in 8th house, Virgo ascendant.
Meaning, which Rashi? Virgo, sir.
Uh,
So it is basically in
Mesh, Mesh Rashi.
R1 में ना.
हाँ.
So your साढ़े साथी का thing has started. तो moon के ऊपर Saturn का effect आने लगा. Saturn का third effect is hitting moon. Moon is an emotional state. Saturn is the one which is causing a disruption. Saturn का third aspect is hitting your moon. So it is all, and again here if you see moon is coming to them, moon is the Hora lord.
Hmm.
So it is your emotions which are playing with it. It is disruption. You will get an anxiety thing, this, that, all in related to Saturn for the next 7.5 years. So basically, if you do seva of your mother, it might help you out because Saturn is seva. Saturn is doing your karma.
Exactly. Okay.
So this is all mental drum because either fifth house में eighth lord, sorry, your Kavipu is catching Venus in the fifth house of Soch. And eighth lord of obstacles, Mercury, which again brain, is coming towards Kavipu. Your brain is going towards Kavipu. Kavipu is basically in Jupiter. So Jupiter again here in your case is the second and 11th lord. Jupiter is where that moon is going set. So it is actually the your Sadhasati ka effect hai wo. And if I'm not mistaken, moon at 5 degrees will be 5 degrees. That's what I thought. Moon is in Uttar Bhadrapad, which is एक minute, I'll tell you just now. Yeah, moon is in Saturn. Wonderful. वही मुझे लगा. This moon is not. This moon is in Saturn. So that is the secret of it. Sadhasati.
It's more like delusion.
It's a delusion. And snake which has gone ahead. Snake is Rahu. Rahu is a illusion. And वहीं पर Aruda बैठे हैं. Aruda is the main cause of it. Kavipu, which is seated in the Rashi of Moon, is also telling a story. And it is catching Venus. Venus is again your fourth lord. Fourth again Moon. So everything is boiling down to Moon. Moon and Saturn, all that boiling together. It is that effect of a Sadhasati which is happening to you. Start of a Sadhasati.
Shall I post this same time and question on the group?
Yeah, same one Dallo, but not on that group, on our master group.
Master group. Okay.
Doctor will again send another book behind you.
Okay. Thank you.
Chalo. Next time milte hain. Bye.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye, all of you. Bye.
Bye.